Whatever you do in sales, whichever type of sales you are in, whichever be the nature of complexity in your sales environment, understand one thing very clearly, that in every sales environment there will be a customer who is paying for the role, for the goods, for the services. Now this customer can be different from the consumer. Now consumer is a person who is consuming the services, using the product or services. Customer is the one who pays. Think of it in a very simple way. While there might be a cycle that you purchase for your brother or your son or your daughter, now when you might be the person who's the customer who's paying, but consumer, the person who uses it, is the consumer. Now a deep understanding of this has given rise to totally different business models. Now look at the businesses like Google. Who pays? The consumer does not pay. Who pays? Is the customer who gives ads. This is nothing but the model of the newspaper taken to an extreme limit, because when we read the newspaper, the person who's reading the newspaper is hardly paying 20% of the price of the newspaper. The rest of it is from advertisements. So Google has taken it, or any search engine takes it to a next level altogether. Not only the search engines, the various other social networking sites around it, the consumer will not pay, whereas customers gives ads. Now give ads, and through this advertisement the revenue is generating. So different interesting needs of customers are there, and these needs are fulfilled by organizations offering some services and products. So what are customer needs? And sales is all about a solution being created to design to suit the customer's need. And once the solution has been created, the other approach is how quickly you go to market before your other competitors are onto it, and how quickly you keep on improvising your product so that you are more relevant to the customers. So what are the customer needs? There are two types of needs. For example, the need of a customer for faster transportation is perhaps not yet been met. Customer would like to go from one place to the other in a very fast manner without any hassle of traffic. Possible? Automobiles have come as of now, but what's the next level? So this is known as a need which is not satisfied yet, because it's not fully delivered. And then there can be needs like tasty food in an instant. And yes, the answer to this is, I think, satisfied till something better comes up. But as of now, it has been satisfied. There's a lot of other offerings like Burger Kings and McDonald's and pizzas and all these coming up. They have been satisfied, yes, to an extent, till the time the next concern comes up, as in we would like to have faster, tasty food, but very healthy as well. So needs of the customers are of two types. One which are explicit, and the other which are called as implied. There can be various other names for it. It doesn't matter. What's important is to have a clear understanding that there will always be needs of the customer, and as and when industry evolves, new needs come up. So industry will evolve, new needs, and so therefore new businesses. So every business is there to satisfy the need of the customer. Now the idea is that how well you satisfy the need of the customer, and while you do satisfy the need of the customer, there has to be a viable operating model and a viable financial model. Now, if this is there and if this is done better than competitors, here is a business value which is here is a business which can definitely come up. Now, think of needs as a salesperson. Think of the customer needs in great depth. What I have seen often is that I have seen salesperson going to a retail store and trying to talk to the store owner so that the person can stock the material which the salesperson is keeping, and he says that sir, why don't you keep my material? It's a very known brand. People like these brands and they are asking for it in the market. Store owner typically says that, yeah, well, I already have enough of the brands and I don't need your brand as of now. In this conversation, the salesperson is focusing on the end consumer need, whereas his immediate customer is the store owner. So continuing further on this discussion, what the salesperson says is, sir, we will give you 20% commission on every sale that you make. This guy says, yeah, 20%, but the other guy is giving me 22%. Why are you only talking of 20? Says, but because my product will sell much more than others. But how can you be so sure that your product will be selling more than others? A conversation like this will not be a good sales conversation, because as we have said earlier and discussed about it, the first job of the salesperson is to focus on building trust. And if the salesperson has not built trust with the customer, over time the salesperson will not be able to have a good relationship. So these kind of conversations should be avoided, and such conversations, so the focus of the salesperson always should be find out what is the need of the customer, find out what is the need of the consumer, what should he do to satisfy them, and then take it forward. The question is that how do you find out the needs? If I just go to a customer and say that, sir, can you please tell me what your needs are? Do you think he will tell you straight up front what his needs are? So one of the biggest things therefore is, how do you build the trust in the customer so that he opens up and tells you what he really needs? How to do that? We will see in the next module, where we will focus on the first aspect of sales, that is, how do you find out the need of the consumer or the customer.